Alright guys, real quick, here's the tools. 17mm, 19mm, 14mm, 12mm open end and sockets, hammer, screwdriver, dikes and pliers, and an Allen wrench for the sway bar end link. You're going to need joint separators or a pickle, fork, and hammer. And then you're going to need an inner tie rod tool or a thin square wrench like this, but a better one. And then the new jam nuts were 21mm, but I only have US size. And then these other tools may make it easier. Real quick, here's the tie rod part numbers for the inner and the outer. The front and left are different, but the inners are the same. And description will have all the part numbers. For this one, you have to pop this tab open and pull it apart, but I would just cut it if you're replacing it. Now, normally when you go to remove it, these parts of the washer where the inner tie rod's flat will be hammered down, and you'll need a flathead and a hammer to tap them and lift them up. But the previous owner never did that when replacing them, so mine weren't like that. You can then proceed to use the inner tie rod tool and remove it. Now, when putting on the new inner tie rod, you'll notice this washer has two tabs sticking out. You'll want those to go into the steering rack. You'll see a couple notches cut out. They just fit into there. One thing you're not going to see me do is make sure you hammer down at least one side of the washer where it's flat against the tie rod. It might be hard to do both, but get at least one. Real quick, I'm just going to replace the sway bar end link in the front. All you need to do is remove the lower nut all the way off, and it should come out. You may need to undo the two 12mm holding in the actual sway bar, loosen them up a bit to get it more room to remove it. But it's, yeah, just these two nuts, and then it should just come out real easy, as you'll see. I want to mention, when you put in this new one, don't tighten down the nuts all the way. You're going to wait until you preload the suspension to do that. Real quick, I want to mention I used my old OEM bolts, but they did not fit into this new tie rod where it has these dowel pin sleeves, so I had to polish them out from the inside to make it fit. I didn't like the new bolts it came with. And now for installing, you're probably going to find it really hard just to put it down with the one stud through the lower control arm, so it's easiest if you can set it up on the knuckle first and then drop it onto the lower control arm like I do here. And the last thing to do is tighten up the two castle nuts and give them new cotter pins, and at this point you put the caliper back on and you are all done. Thanks for watching.